What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video, back with another banger, back with another one. And I hope everybody's doing fantastic. I hope everybody is healthy. I hope everybody is standing on top of what they got to stand on. Being positive, being intentional with your time and intentional with your decisions. Today's topic is not caring what other people think. Because in a world like this, it's easy to get lost in criticism and get lost in what people think and how people feel like we should live our lives. But the truth is, this is your life. This is your life, and this is the only life you have. So you shouldn't go to other people for acceptance and go to other people for any type of help to live your own life. You should live how you want to live. Any decision that you make in your life should solely be off how you feel and how you want to go about things. A lot of people, as far as like big decisions in their lives, they'll ask people like, oh, should I get this car? Oh, should I make this business move? Oh, should I start this hobby and this, that, and the third? But you can't ask people, should you do something? Because one, if somebody may be struggling in that area that you're trying to dive into, they'll project their fears onto you. And that's something that you don't want to do, because someone that's projecting their own fears onto you could make you scared and could make you fall back on the things that you want to do and not want to proceed with how you want to live your life. Two, people will discourage you because they know that you can do that particular task, and they feel like they can't do it, so they'll shy away from you from accomplishing it. And that's a terrible thing. A lot of people hate and a lot of people feed off of watching other people's downfall. So you have to protect your energy and you have to protect who you are. You have to live for yourself and live through yourself. God blessed us each with our own body. God blessed us with our own temple, and from the womb, we've been making our own decisions. From the womb, we've been choosing to breathe, choosing to do the things that we do. So why now are we starting to seek validation from other people? Why now are we starting to ask people what they think about our lives? When really the only thing that matters is what we think. This is the only life you have. And everything that happens in your life is solely based off of your reaction. Everything that determines the way your life turns out depends on you. When you wake up, whatever you choose to do that day determines how your day goes. Whatever job you have, when you go to work, your performance at work determines how people like grade you. Like some people, they go to work and they don't really put in their 100%, and they're perceived as somebody that's not putting in the work. Or you can go and you could put in all the work and you start getting all the recommendations for new awards and things like that. It just depends on how you present yourself and how you move in this world. Because if you just thinking about what other people think and you only moving off of other people's decisions, you'll never really be yourself. You'll never really be tapped into who you are. And that's important. It's important to know who you are. It's important to know what you like. It's important to know what you're into. It's important to know what you don't like. It's important to know yourself, because if you don't know yourself, then people will just treat you any type of way. People will walk all over you, and people will not care how you feel, because you won't even know how you feel. You won't even know these things about yourself because you're too busy worrying about what other people think about you. You need to stop worrying about people thinking about you, and you need to stop living for materialistic things, because those things are not important. Things like clothes, money, and cars, all of the stuff that people love to have and people cherish and people value. These are things that don't really matter. What matters is who you are inside. What matters is the type of person that you are and the type of morals and principles that you stand on. And how could you know what you stand on when you constantly asking other people what they think? Your mind is filled up with other people's ideas. Your mind is filled up with things that are not you. And you have to start being you. You have to start being who you are, who God put you on this earth to be. God gave everybody their individual life. God gave everybody their own body, their own face, their own fingerprint, their own everything, because You are special in your own way. So you just have to unlock it. And in order to do that, you have to spend time with yourself. You have to indulge in activities and learn new things about yourself and try new things and see what you're into. You know, if you feel like you want to go achieve a goal, don't ask nobody what they think about it unless they're in that same area as you. And even then, you still don't go off their decisions. You could take what they say and say, you know what, I'll consider it. But you don't want to let people make decisions for you, because then you're not steering the ship. And you gotta steer your own ship. You gotta be the leader of your own role. You gotta be the main character in your book. You gotta lead your own story, because in this life that we have is a story, and you gotta tell your story. Nobody else could tell your story for you. You know, maybe when you pass away, people could tell your story for you, but while you're here, you gotta create your story, and nobody else could do that for you. So, as far as like making decisions, you know, college-wise, a lot of parents insist that the kids go to college. That decision is solely on you, because if you're going to college because your parents want you to go to college, you're not living for yourself. You're not doing those things for yourself. You're living your parents' dreams. You got to live your dreams. You got to do what's best for you and what you feel like you want to do for yourself. And there's time. You know, you got time to determine everything you want to determine, but at the same time, don't waste time, because time keeps going. You know, it's kind of, it seems like it's going slow, and it seems like we have all the time in the world, but we're all getting old. We're all evolving. We're all becoming older. You know, your hair grows every day. Your nails grow every day. You know, everything grows because we're growing as people and we're evolving. So when you evolve, you got to do what's right for you. And you got to evolve in the right way instead of evolving in the wrong way. And the wrong way is following people. The wrong way is valuing what other people think. If you always valuing what other people think, you will never be happy with yourself, because you will always feel like no matter what you do, it's not good enough unless somebody else likes it. It's not good enough unless the other person tells you it's good enough, and that's not true. The things that you feel is good is good. The things that you want to do, you got to get out there and do it, and you got to be yourself, and you got to be who you are. Be who God meant you to be. I got that tatted right here. Be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire. And what that means is you got to be yourself. And when you be yourself and you know you don't act like other people, that makes you stand out, because in this world, everybody wants to be like each other. Everybody sees people's hairstyle. Right now, everybody has dreads right now. That's not the reason I got dreads. You know, I got dreads because I don't want to braid my hair every 5 minutes, and I just rather lock it up, and I like having hair, so that's why I got dreads. But a lot of people is getting locks just because of what's on social media. A lot of people is going and buying clothes because of what's on social media. A lot of people is trying to change themselves because of what's on social media. They're trying to be like the next person because they see that that person may be getting a lot of attention, and that's not right. You shouldn't want to be like somebody else. It's okay to see them and say, okay, you know, that person is inspirational. That person, you know, they value themselves and they live their own life. You know, let me live my own life. Let me try to implicate that way of life into my life in my own way instead of trying to follow them. Sometimes you gotta be a leader. Sometimes you gotta be a leader and not a follower. You know, when you're young and your dad is teaching you stuff or your mom is teaching you stuff, then it's okay to be a follower, because the things that they telling you is not gonna hurt you. The things that they tell you is not gonna, you know, affect your life in any wrongful way, because of your parents. You know, they're taking care of you and they want what's best for you. But as far as like when you get older, everything you do solely depends on you. Every choice you make solely depends on you, and you have to be able to make decisions on your own. You have to be able to do things on your own. Otherwise, you'll never be able to be independent. And independence is a very big thing in this world, because you don't have nobody but yourself. And you're never going to have anybody but yourself. You can have a girlfriend. You can have family around you. You can have all of that. But at the end of the day, when you lay in your casket, you're by yourself. When you're born, you're by yourself. So every decision you make, you have to make it by yourself for your best interest. People may want what's best for you, and they may want you to live a specific life because they feel like it's good, but that may not be what's good for you. I'm reading a book right now called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it talks about how like people see things from a different angle. Everybody sees things from a different angle. Everybody has their own perspective on life. Everybody has their own paradigm shift on life and how they see things, and it's all about how you perceive it. And that doesn't necessarily make somebody else wrong because they see things differently than you, and that doesn't make you right because you see things differently from them. But all that matters is that you're living through yourself, you're living for yourself, and you're living by yourself, and you're not living through other people. Other people are not living through you. Don't let people live through you. Don't let people make your decisions for you, because nobody is going to make your best decisions other than you. Nobody knows what's best for you other than you. You got to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself these things, because if not, you will never believe in yourself. You will never believe that you're capable of being a leader. You will never believe that you're capable of making your own decisions. You will never believe that you're capable of achieving the goals that you want to achieve. You want to achieve your goals, and that doesn't start by being a follower. That starts by taking leadership. That starts by taking, accountability. Accountability of what you're doing in your life, accountability of who's in your life, accountability of how you want your life to be. And you gotta make changes in your life in order to be who you want to be. You gotta make changes in the people you have in your life in order to, make the better decisions. If you're hanging around people that's not doing the right things in life, you're not gonna do the right things in life. If you're hanging around people that's doing good in life, you could somewhat implicate that into your life to make yourself better instead of following the wrong crowd. And that doesn't necessarily make you a follower, because if you're in a group and everybody in the group is successful and you're seeing it, it's gonna make you want to be successful. That doesn't make you a follower. It's just that's a path that you want to go down to becoming better. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with seeing something and saying, I want my life to be like that. But to do exactly what they're doing, to want to be that person, that's wrong. Because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what things they battle. You never know any of that. You never know. So you got to appreciate yourself. And yeah, that's it for today. Calm little video. I don't want to get too deep. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Hope y'all intentions is positive, and do things for yourself. Make decisions for yourself. Be who you are for yourself, because all you have is yourself. I love y'all. Peace.